Hello Canon EOS M and Magic Lantern fans. I hope you're still passionate about shooting with this little camera and still exploring new recording modes to match your creative ideas. Before we begin, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who follows this project, leaves comments, and supports the channel. It truly means a lot to me. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and that milestone motivates me even more to keep experimenting with this tiny camera and sharing the results with you. And if you want to help this channel grow faster, please take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It really helps this channel grow and stay active in such a small, creative niche. Every bit of your support keeps this project alive and motivates me to bring you even more interesting tests and ideas. All right, let's jump into the main topic of today's video. As you may have noticed, lately I've been shooting a lot in the 3x3 mode, and honestly, I've really come to love it. It's incredibly stable, versatile, and allows for long, continuous recording with maximum 14-bit color depth. So, at the same time, this mode isn't perfect. It does have a few downsides that most Magic Lantern users already know about. I'm talking about moiré and aliasing, and yes, that's the main reason why many people avoid using this mode. But today, I want to share not only my own experience, but also tips from my viewers on how to minimize these issues and make this mode one of your favorites for shooting with the Canon EOS M. So the first tip, avoid using ultra-wide or super sharp lenses. For this mode, I'd recommend going with a focal length of around 35mm or higher. In my experience, vintage lenses work really well here, especially those that aren't too sharp. In this mode, extreme sharpness isn't necessary, and a slightly softer image can actually look much more natural and cinematic. The second tip, shoot with the widest aperture possible. First of all, this helps separate your main subject from the background, making smaller details less distracting, and that naturally helps reduce aliasing issues. If you're chasing maximum sharpness, then this mode might not be the best choice, but let's be honest, most people use this camera for creative filmmaking and to get that filmic vintage look. So I don't think sharpness is what people really expect from the EOS M. And now we've come to the third tip, which was actually shared by one of my subscribers in the comments under one of my videos. It's a really great piece of advice, and it perfectly reminds me of what I always say. The EOS M community is truly amazing. People here are always willing to share their knowledge, tips, and experiences with others. You can see the full comment from my subscriber on the screen right now, and I'll also leave a link to his channel in the description. He's got some really awesome videos, and he's also sharing his own experiences and tips with the community. So the main idea of his comment is really interesting. He suggests that you can almost completely fix moiré and aliasing in 3x3 mode by doing a few smart tweaks before editing. For example, in MLV App, you can slightly reduce chroma noise using chroma blur radius 2.3 and RBF denoise chroma around 1020. He also mentioned using topaz as an extra post-processing step, but personally, I only tested the part inside MLV App, and that already gave a noticeable improvement. He also mentioned another really cool tip. If you go into the debayer algorithm settings in MLV App, you'll see that amaze is selected by default, and it usually gives a bit more visible noise. But if you switch to IGZ, the image becomes noticeably cleaner, especially when shooting in 1x1 mode, where it can even remove that small red noise that sometimes appears. So it's definitely something worth checking out and experimenting with. Even small changes like this can really improve your final image. Personally, I was really impressed with the results I got. In fact, the entire video you've just watched was shot in 1x1 mode, 14-bit, using all of the tips and settings we talked about today. And now let's jump into MLV App so I can walk you through the exact settings step by step, just to make everything clearer and easier for you to follow. All right, the first thing you need to do in MLV App is scroll down the right side menu until you reach the details section. It's usually somewhere in the middle. Here, check the box next to chroma separation. This will unlock the chroma blur radius slider. Set that value to around 2 or 3. Then, just a little below, you'll find the RBF denoise chroma slider. set it to around 10 to 20. After that, scroll back up and find the debayer algorithm section. By default, it's set to AMAS, but switch it to IGV. According to my subscriber, this can help reduce moiré and make the image a bit cleaner. From here, everything really depends on your workflow and what export format works best for you. In one of my previous videos, I talked about my own workflow, what format I use for export, and how I work with this footage inside DaVinci Resolve Studio. I'll leave a link to that video in the description so you can check it out later. That's it for today. I hope you found this information interesting and useful. As always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.